First of all, I'm proud of my guys. The entire season. What they've done here at Arizona State, what they've accomplished, been outstanding. It's been my most enjoyable year, and now it's time to get back to work when we get back home and get ready for postseason. So disappointing loss. You want to advance. You want to give yourself opportunity to win a championship, and it just wasn't the case today. I thought we had too many breakdowns on defense. We allowed the percentages that Colorado shot, both in 2-point field goals and particularly 3-point field goals. Those percentages were excellent. So great for Colorado that they shot that well today from 3. I thought we had decent control of the game in the second half at some points, but then we stopped, getting stops on defense, and we went through a patch where we struggled at the free throw line. So, all in all, though, again, it's excited for the next step for us.
Questions? Right here.
Coach Cameron Cox, 12 News out of Phoenix. Do you guys believe you've done enough to get in the NCAA tournament?
Yeah, I mean, I felt like, we were in the tournament coming into this game, regardless of the outcome. Just, again, we were the last undefeated team in college basketball. We went and played, high-level opponents on the road and on neutrals. We beat 2 regular season conference champions and most likely #1 seeds in the NCAA tournament. And we did it, pretty handily in those games. Kansas State's another team in the tournament, in the top tier of the Big 12, considered one of the best conferences, on a neutral court again. St. John's has had some great wins. They have a high RPI, don't have a high record overall. They've dealt with a lot of injuries. San Diego State, another team that we played and beat by 25, and they have wins over Gonzaga and Boise State, and and Nevada. So they've so we have really solid wins. In league play, our record was not exactly what I had hoped for, but we had played so many close games and couldn't get over the hump in some of them, which contributed to our regular season record. But we did win. We swept the LA schools and we won on the road at Utah. So I think we have like 10 top 100 wins at the moment in KenPom, and so I believe, I believe that we're in the NCAA tournament. Now there's going to be debate about that, and with good reason, because we didn't finish the season the way I'd hoped, but again, we lost some close ones, some games that could have gone either way.
Right over here.
Colorado went on a 14-1 run, an 8-0 run, and a 7-0 run. Does it ever feel like there's kind of a cascading effect for your team defensively, where if you don't get one stop, then it just keeps going and you can't get another one and you can't get another one?
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to have to watch the film and see all the things that went on during those runs. But I think that, I did mention that number of free throws, again, uncharacteristic of what we do as a team, and when they're shooting that well, they're more dangerous. I don't know the exact percentages that they shoot, but I don't think it's anything like what they shot today. So that was, a real positive for Colorado if they could do that, because they have good athletes on the front line, and McKinley Wright. Then the court opens up more for him. But what a impressive performance for him today in this type of game. McKinley Wright, with 20 points and 11 assists and 8 rebounds. That's a heck of a stat line, for a freshman. So he's obviously got a tremendous future in the league.
Coach, you mentioned the start of the season, the 12-0 non-conference play, and then when conference play started, obviously it was a bit tougher. What were the biggest differences in your eyes between non-conference and conference play?
I mean, it's hard to put your finger on. I know the game we're in with Arizona was high level. It was a high level game, at their place, as was our game at our place. Very competitive games with them. So that's where you start, and it's not easy. Not many teams have have success going to Tucson, and then we went back on the road. We had 5 of our first 7 on the road, so I mean you got to play the game. The games are going to happen as they happen, but certainly that didn't help, and we lost an overtime game at Colorado, and so we felt like we were fighting an uphill battle, in league play, just with some early losses, and then just trying to get back over the hump. I believe it wasn't until we swept USC and UCLA that we got above 500, and and then Arizona comes back, so then you have to deal with Aton and what they bring to the table. So yeah, but that's the best that I could explain it. From there, we lost. Oregon is at their place. It's not an easy place to play, and we lost a very close game at Oregon State.
Bobby, was Trey ejected there at the end, and do you think that was just a sign of frustration at that moment? Yeah,
I didn't see. I mean, I'm going to have to look at the play because I was watching Bay dunk the ball, and I didn't see exactly what prompted that. I was told that it was a shove, that there was not any punch thrown or anything. I don't know if Bay had said anything or what exactly happened at that moment.
Anything else?
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Just a reminder, when you ask a question, please grab a microphone, and you can, of course, watch this press conference and its live stream on the Pac-12 social channels and the Pac-12 Now app. Coach Boyle, could you summarize the game?
Yeah, let me first start by apologizing to Arizona State for what happened at the end there. That I take full responsibility for that. It's not something we certainly weren't trying to rub it in their face. We haven't gone over that situation a lot, and that's my fault as a head coach. But we never want to take a turnover, but we don't want to maybe throw an alley-oop lob and make somebody feel like we're showboating. So anyway, that's on me. That's not on these guys. It has nothing to do with them. That's totally on me. So I wanted to cover that. And then, it's a hard-fought win for our guys. I couldn't be more proud of our players and the grit that they showed, the toughness that they showed from really start to finish tonight. And, we beat a good Arizona State team, a team that's got talented guards. And I said it before the game, their bigs continue to get better. But our team's got heart, it's got fight, and I love coaching them, especially when we play aggressive like we did tonight. And that's, when we're at our best, we're aggressive. And these two guys and the rest of those guys in that locker room were aggressive both offensively and defensively. We're not in Boulder anymore now.
Tad, you withstood some runs by them. They came back at you a couple times, and you had a 10-0 run that kind of gave you control. What does that say about your team to keep coming back from that?
Yeah, I mean, look, Arizona State, I said this before the game too, that they're never out of a game because they shoot the three so well. And I thought our defense, on Remy Martin, a couple of those threes was pretty good. It's just he made tough shots. They've got guys that are capable of making tough shots. And so you're never out of the game. You're never out of the woods against Arizona State. And but I thought the key to the game, we had 4 stops in a row. I think it was 66-60. We opened up a 6-point lead. We talked about it at the timeout. These guys came out, and I heard McKinley talking to his teammates about, hey, let's get, one more triple and we can break them. And I don't know if we did or didn't, but I know we were getting stops and we were getting buckets, and we broke that thing open. And that was the key to the game. And then we bowed our back when they did make their run. Good teams are going to make runs at you, and Arizona State's a good team.
When a situation like what happened at the end of the game breaks out, what is exactly going through your mind as a coach?
Just I don't want anybody to jeopardize, future problems in terms of being suspended or ejected or things like that. Now, Naaman Wright left the bench; it's an automatic ejection. That is something we have talked about, but I don't want the emotions to overtake the moment because we had fought so hard and played so well up until that point. I don't want it to reflect badly, certainly on our team, our program, our university, because I know what these guys are about. We've got a very sportsman-like team. There's been times in the past this year where, guys have been knocked down, and our guys reach down and pick them up. But to me, that's the way the game should be played. So again, I take full responsibility. We shouldn't have dunked the ball, and that's on me. And I'm not mad at our players. I'm mad at myself.
And as you were rushing out onto the court, given that you were limping a little bit after, it seemed like you might have pulled something. What happened there?
Well, the doctor usually don't give an injury report on a coach, but the doctor said I've either tore or strained a calf muscle. But it felt like somebody hit me with a golf ball or a shotgun there as I ran out. So I don't know what happened, but it's doesn't feel too good. But the win makes it feel a lot better.
Right here.
You talk about the guy that's sitting next to you there. That freshman kind of took over down the stretch when you needed some help.
Yeah, that's what players make plays, and I thought the 3 he hit kind of in front of our bench where he kind of rhythm dribbled. I don't know who was guarding him, but he hit that 3. When he hit that, I'm like, okay, we got this thing in the bag. It's not going to be easy. We had to finish it out, but he's got. I've said this before. McKinley is going to will us to some victories this year, and today I think was a good example that he willed us. Now, he wasn't the only one. His teammates were a big part of it, but I've said this before. I'll say it again. People think I'm crazy, but I wouldn't trade this guy for anybody in America.
Looking ahead to Arizona, you guys obviously beat them in Boulder, tough game in McHale. What has to happen for you guys to be able to get over the hump tomorrow?
Well, I think we've got number one with Arizona. You talk about defense. You got to be able to stop them because they're very potent offensively. I think this is the best offensive Arizona team we've probably played against since we've been in the Pac-12. Obviously, DeAndre Ayton is a heck of a player, but they've got other good ones. Ristic is terrific. Trier's back, shooting well. So, to me, it's all about our defensive game plan. We'll put that together. Coach English has been obviously scouting them and watching them as the seasons progress. But Arizona's well coached. They've got great talent, and it's going to be a great opportunity. But we've played.
And make sure you.
It's huge. We talked about it before we got on the plane to come here that it's win or go home, and I just try to stress to my teammates that I want to let the seniors go out like this, and we want to be back in Boulder tonight. So we just came out and we fought very hard, and we came out with a victory.
George,
it means a lot. Just piggybacking off what McKinley said. Like you said, we don't want to lose our first game and be back in class Thursday morning You know, we like it out here in Vegas, so hopefully we can get 3 more.
All right, Coach, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
See you tomorrow.
Yep. Appreciate it. Yeah, it's. I thought it was the Achilles. Thank God it's not. So, yeah, it's painful.
So this just happened at the end of the game?
Just at the end. Yeah, I don't know what happened. It's weird.
Check out the boot.
Huh?
Well, it's telling your reporter to check out the boot.